Football Club with numbers here. Looks for an inside ball, spots a gap, and gets the try.
They're coming under the posts. Finally some action here. A clean break.
Hi, my name is Patrick Jenkinson. I play second row for Hong Kong Football Club. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I think we're really lucky to come away with a win against Kowloon, but I think also having the same bunch of players together for the last 3 or 4 seasons definitely counts when it comes down to wire in those games. Hong Kong's probably the best place you can be in the world at the moment. And these guys coming from countries in pretty bad lockdown. The result in the previous game, when it's a club v Valley at club, doesn't really matter that much. We know both sides are going to come and bring it on the day. So last week we're not really focusing on that ourselves or what Valley did. I think we just know come Saturday it's going to be a battle out there, as it always is, club v Valley.
Yeah, really happy with how the boys are going. They've brought a lot of power to our game. The likes of Jonah and Rob, big strong ball carriers, so expecting gain line from them. And I think the biggest thing for us this weekend would be to get our balance right between our kicking game and our attacking game. Making sure we've got that balance right. Just like any other Valley Football Club derby, it's usually quite a physical game, especially up front for the forwards. So we've got to make sure we are matching them physically and making sure our forwards are up for a big back, making sure they set piece platform for us backs to strike from, yeah.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Generale here, Rugby 852, and you've joined us for round 4 of the Saxo Markets Men's Premiership for Hong Kong 2020-21. And it is game of the week, and what a game it is. What a round it's been, round 4. Unbelievable. The stack up has come this weekend. And now, this, the third and final game of the day at the Hong Kong Football Club, featuring 2 teams that really will be busting it to take the points away today. Football Club, well, they wanted to be the hunters this year, not the hunted. And there's one team that's turned up this afternoon, that's the Red and Black Machine, and they are on the hunt. It's not been a happy start for Valley. There's some grumblings. They've been hurt. There's been lots of injuries. There's an opportunity now to take the smarting they took last week from Hong Kong Scottish and turn around and put it on the club. Who pulled a Houdini just quietly to get themselves out of the soup against Kowloon. It's a classic matchup in Hong Kong. Club, Valley is round 4 of 10, and already we're starting to see some of the intensity that a 10-week program is going to put on all these teams. This weekend has been major. Let's take a look at the standings. Well, you see them there, sitting alone almost down the road on 13 points after 3 games. That's Club, and they really did survive a scare last week. That's, as Mitchie Andrews said, Kowloon give it to them in the second half, and that's all that really needs to be said. In second place, Valley, and yes, they will be licking the wound a little bit after last weekend. Scottish ran round them, ran through them, ran over them. It's not often that happens to the Horsemen on their own patch. Happy Valley 6 was not a happy hunting ground last weekend, and they will be at Sports Club, or excuse me, they will be at the Football Club this weekend, ready to rock and roll. Have you seen this? The new HKRU TV app available on iOS or Android. That's right. Think about it. Think about the gravity of such a situation now. All the Hong Kong rugby, all the Premiership, nicely stacked up and ready for you to watch, as well as Reboot, the show with Boozer, Richard Cook and myself. It's all there for you. It is where rugby in Hong Kong calls it home. It's the HKRU TV app. Get it on your phone now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get down to Sports Road. Let's go to the rugby. With the game of the week call this weekend, Grant de Bouzeval and James Cook.
Hello everybody and welcome to Sports Road here at the Football Club in Hong Kong, in the heart of the city for round 4 of the Saxo Markets Premiership here. A beautiful, warm autumn's day. I'm joined by Mr. James Cook, and we've got a cracker on our hands today. It's round 4, close win last week, just with a 1 point against DAC Kowloon to Natixis Football Club. How are things shaping up for Football Club, Cookie?
Oh, look, I think, a lot of things said during the week, Grant, about, the 1 point victory, but at the end of the day, it was a W. I think it all starts again. This week, the game, the derby. I think it's going to be anyone's match. And, with Valley coming off the loss last week, they'll be gunning for it, and Football Club will just be looking to consolidate on their first 3 rounds.
That's right. They've done enough to get away with 3 wins, and they're on top of the table with 13 points. Valley chasing with 8 points, the 2 wins. They had that loss last week, 36-22 to Scottish over at Happy Valley 6, just across the road, across a couple of fields from here. Bit of a disappointment in the mouths of the Valley crew, and they've turned up today to put things right. Plenty of injuries, but every club has those at the moment. So looking back at some of the results, Football Club got underway in the opening weekend with that win over the Tigers, 33-13. Couple of penalty tries, but they ground that out in the last 20. They then went on to beat Sandy Bay right here at this ground, 19 points to 10. And then last week, 20 points to 19 over Kowloon. So not a lot in those games. The Valley, well, they opened their account at beating DAC Kowloon over at Kings Park on opening day, 20 points to 13. Then they went on to beat Tigers 18 points to 9 before losing to Scottish last week. So 9 games so far, the average points differential, just 9 points. Not that many tries. We start to see a few last week. Defence usually rules in the first few rounds. Hopefully some tries today, Cookie.
Yeah, well, it's, as you said, beautiful day, hard, fast track. So, yeah, hopefully, definitely defence has been sort of, the play of the week every week for the first 3 rounds. And I'm picking it won't be much different. This is a Valley side that are hurting, and they'll come out of the blocks firing, I'm saying. I always talk about the Valley blitzkrieg, the first 10, 15 minutes. They come, it's a big onslaught, and club are going to have to be, on their mettle and on their defence, have their defensive lines, good line speed. But it's going to be a cracker.
Yeah, it always feels like a final here, no matter what. This is not a sudden death match. It's the first of 2 pool games in the Saxo Markets Premiership. I thought last season, actually, there were 3 times these 2 teams met. There was nothing more than a couple of points or 1 try in it last year, but it was Football Club that won all 3 of those games, including the final, a tumultuous affair up at Kings Park that went into extra time and went on a count back to first try scored. It was contentious. You couldn't get much between there. You couldn't get a fag paper between these 2 teams. Do you want to look down the team sheet, Cookie? Who should the viewers be looking out for in the Natixis Premiership side here today?
Oh, look, I think they've got a great front row, but I think it's going to be the 9 and 10 combinations on both sides. I think you've got Jamie Lauder at 9 and Glenn Hughes at 10. Glenn won't be happy after last week's performance. I think this is his 52nd game for club. He didn't score any points last week, and actually that's the first game ever that he hasn't scored points for club. So, look for him and up against 2 fantastic players, Ruin and Matt, 9 and 10 for Valley. So I'm picking that. Those two sides as being the ultimate to watch in this match.
Yeah, it's hard to go past the 9s and 10s, isn't it? They're competing for spots in the national side as well. If we look down the Valley roster today, we want to welcome back Max Woodward, back from the wilderness. He's been like Kane from Kung Fu, travelling the world, looking for truth and justice. He's back now, and probably a little bit earlier into the starting lineup than he would have liked with a few injuries, but he's there. And he's earned his place. He'll be there with Mitchell Purvis, 2 tries so far. And also we are looking at the return of number 8, Sean Bennett, the Welshman, his first hit out. He's been injured up until now. He's not 100, but let's see how he goes today. Valley struggling to put out a number 8 these last few weeks. They've rotated Rob Lennox and Nyasha Tarusenga, who's serving a 3-week ban. And it's all on here. We are about a minute away from kickoff. If you're joining us on the new Hong Kong Rugby Union live TV app, great to have you with us. If you haven't got that yet, you want to download that from the App Store. It's on Android, it's on Apple. You'll be able to watch all the Premiership games there, men's and women's, and you'll get the replays, the reboot show. You'll get everything on there. It's a fantastic little app. But if you're watching on Facebook, thanks for being with us. If you want to leave some comments throughout the game, me and Cookie would love to hear from you. You can help us also try and choose the Kerry Hotels Man of the Match, and that person, the winner, the player, not you, will win $1,000 voucher at the Kerry Hotel. So feel free to weigh in during the match, or if you just want to shout out to your friends, your family, your mates, your sons, that'd be great to hear from you too on the Facebook pages. So all set here for a kickoff imminently. We just had a fantastic curtain raiser, the Premiership A match between the Society General Valley Knights coming over to play the Natixis Football Club Dragons, and it was a close one. You don't get much closer. 19 all, last minute try in the corner to club to bring it up even. Niall Rowick could not convert, and so it was 19 all. Here we are, pictures coming to you now from Football Club. Matt Rosley with the ball in hand as usual. The pitch in perfect nick because it's not real.
It's not real, but the rugby's real, and we're in for a cracker, Boozer.
And we're going to be serviced throughout this game by Mark Carter, the stats man, sitting with us with some insightful stats. Who's doing what and how much of it they're doing, as Mitchie Andrews brings out Natixis Football Club, the one-man wrecking ball. Mitchie Andrews has been around a number of seasons now. He's a frightening man. And look, he's got the kicking skills too. Matt Rodden is going to be our official today from the Hong Kong Society of Referees. Rory Crombie and Paddy Kwok will be assisting him. And expect some fireworks here. It's been very hard to score tries. We saw 7 at the Valley last week. Scottish scored 4, Valley scored 3, all off the line out, Cookie. So I'm sure Football Club has done their analysis on the Valley line out. It's potent.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And I think from a Football Club point of view, it's the set pieces. That's what they. That's the base of their game. They get their set pieces right, and then they have Glenn Hughes to move them around the field. So I'll be looking to do that.
Rodden gets us underway then. Matt Rosley sticks it up nice and high, gets a bit of height on that, and up goes Patrick Jenkinson, takes it nicely, and they come down and set themselves a platform. Chris Orman and Tao Kolomatangi try and get in, but look at this from Football Club. They've got the wheels moving. They've made a good 10-15 there. Worked it downfield. Lauder goes in, arm goes out from Rodden, so free ball for Hughes and Lauder. And there's a red shirt there all over it. It's Chris Orman. He's been pinged. And that's a very good start there, diffusing that very high kick out from Matthew Rosley. So I'm sure Hughes now will just want to pump this down the line. Give Mitchie Andrews and co something to aim at. And there's been a change in the shirt, so Charles Field is at forward. Patrick Jenkinson is in 5. A little bit of a switcheroo there for you.
Yeah, Finn Field at 4, definitely. Yeah, and PJ at 5. Boozer.
Got it, Cookie. You're not just a pretty face. Mitchie Andrews then. They try to get something going, but it's been sacked. Kolomatangi there has done well to pull that one down. It's a tackle, says Rodden. Putting the head down is Finn Field. Lauder goes in to dig it out. Up goes Mitchie Andrews. Hits Shawnee Bennett. His first hit back into rugby. This is Benjamin Axton Barrett. Look at that for Russell Webb there, screaming down the wing, and Max Denmark come over from his wing to get involved as well. Great seeing these Sevens players back playing 15s, Cookie.
Very much so. Good phase ball there by Football Club, and good option by the Axton Barrett, but just beat Russ over the sideline. Great start by Football Club.
Great shot of the man. It's nicely done again. Taken down by Jenkinson, but a little bit of subterfuge there. Rodden's all over them here in the early stages. 2 minutes, 2 penalties, and a chance for Rosley to relieve a bit of pressure here for the men from just across the race course. It's a long and memorable, some say bitter, rivalry. That's due to the geography of the relationship.
Oh, I think there's probably a story about white towels somewhere in it as well, Boozer, but we'll come back to that later. We'll leave that for the second half.
I've brought a pretty big bag today to grab me some towels, but they just don't put them out anymore for Valley. Luke Dewar with his first arrow. Misses Muller, and that's strange because last week they got it right every time. Lauder now coming around the corner, Finn Field decides to take the tackle of Sean Bennett around the ankles. Hughes calling Rafe Morrison back on the inside. Another one of the Sevens players back in the action. Callum Smith with the hands. Andrews tries to give Rosley a haircut. Around the corner comes Hughes. Nice inside ball to Callum Smith. He's made a big start. The prop, the loose head. Good jinking run as Lauder puts on the footwork. They're into the Valley 22 now. Out of the blocks comes Bennett, gets into the eye-line. Wide ball from Ben Axton-Burrett. Rafe Morrison drags a couple along with him back into the 22, but it squirts out the side, and Mitchie Purvis nearly takes Andrew Farley's head off there with the driver. And they come all the way back for a penalty. Well, you heard it. Rosley was offside, so this is definitely one for Mr. Hughes to have a look at, and no hesitation. Highest point scorer last season.
Yeah, because I like the way Football Club are moving the ball quickly, inside and out, and calling the Valley defence. I would just like to see someone in the middle there straighten it up. I think there's a little bit too much lateral movement from Football Club moving it wide. They just need to straighten it up a bit. But other than that, it's reasonable. And good defence by Valley.
Glenn Hughes will look to put this right into the sportsman's bar, where a socially distanced crowd has gathered to enjoy this beautiful weather and this beautiful bar. Great addition to the broadcast this year is the pitch side camera. We get a good look at Glenn as he lines this one up. In the 6th minute. Yeah, that looks good indeed. Yeah, no worries at all. The radar's on, the timing's good. Glenn Hughes, the hair's good, everything's good. He's put them on the board. 3 points in the Natixis club.
Yeah, Hughesy will be happy with that after last week, obviously, and not having the opportunity to score any points. He was close, but not close enough. So he'll be happy with that. It was a nice strike, not forced. Follow through was good.
So after not getting any points last week, Hughes is on with 3, Club are on with 3. Valley now with a chance to get down. It was a great exit from the start to the game. This time it's Patrick Jenkinson who wheels away. Looking for an exit here, a couple of phases. Keen to go wide, been carried back. Axton-Burrett way down the far side. Comes Liam Herbert, he's in the 14 shirt. Another one of the Sevens boys, young Sevens fellas. Russ Webb tries to float one over the top. Fidia Meltzer can't take it, and Mitchie Andrews gives him a good tickle up just in case. Rafe Morrison now keeps the arms free. They're lining up here, club. Luke Dewar with the tackle. Lauder's in there. Callum Smith with a good straightening run. Tackled by the tow truck, Kolomatangi. Lauder. Hughes, be Lauder and Hughes all day. Off the floor, Jenkinson. Did that go backwards? A little knock on, but another penalty for offside, says Rodden. Straight out in front 36 metres.
Fantastic play there.
No short. No doubt at all that Hughes will call for the tee.
That's just too many penalties when they're coming down this end. We need a change or someone will go to the bin.
So an early warning
It's 5 penalties,
for
including the advantage over here.
Ruan Deploy from Mr. Rodden. He's fed up already after 7 minutes, James.
Yes, I mean, five penalties in 7 minutes. They won't be happy with that at all. And the warning's there. So that said, that comes through sustained pressure and with ball in hand and possession. And so, you know, the first sort of 7 minutes, it's probably 80-20 possession. Something's got to give.
Steering straight down the barrel, and he could probably kick this with his left foot, the Welshman. Last week, Valley gave up early tries to Scottish to go 12-3 down in the first 12 minutes. They've had 2 kickouts and have been well fielded by club and returned with interest. Hughes likes it, turns, runs away at 6 now to Natixis Football Club here as someone gets a Rhino rugby ball in their all-day breakfast over there in the Sportsman's. They won't mind, they're up by 6. And 95% possession already we're seeing in just these opening 9 minutes. So except for the restarts, Valley haven't touched the ball, and club very proficient at diffusing them and sending the ball back down into the red zone. Rossley goes the other way this time. Just about a metre too deep, that one, and
Space, last feet, 7, good.
Liam Herbert takes it this time, and he's done well. Andrews going low on him. Duar, the 2 hookers clash. 2 Kiwis.
Take a step.
Finfield. Sorry, no, that's the 8. Charles Kingham playing at number 8. Louder with all the time in the world.
Use it. It's outside.
It's outside, and he's kept it in. Sean Bennett gets a difficult one. It just dips away from him at the last minute there, and he's struggling to get up to his feet to give himself a target for the forwards. Here goes Jonah Mau. And they've probably seen the threat that he poses last week. Some big carries. Martin Muller, Kolomatangi, Rossley. This looks enterprising. Altea to Woodward and Marks, but the pass was forward and referee Rodden was in line. But interesting interchange there. Just a little ahead of the ball, I think. Maybe Woodward. Let's have another look here. Yeah, just went out the ball.
30 seconds
Out of the hands forward there, you see it? To Karl Marx. And they were going to run out of space probably anyway.
Yeah, I mean, first real chance for Valley there, and a shame it just slightly went forward. Be interesting to see how they go in this first scrum. Boozer.
Yeah, look, we've got Ben Higgins on this side. He's up against Keelan Chapman. On the far side, Callum Smith, the club, up against the tow truck, Kolomatangi. Mitch Andrews up against Luke Dewar. Lauder to feed. Max Woodward is tucked behind Glenn Hughes out of your picture. That's solid from Valley. They get a little bit of go forward there. Deploy, sniffs an opportunity, gets around the back and jumps on Kingham. Kingham does well, and Jonah Ma'u comes straight through the middle. It's all over the place. It's a cup of hot fat with a hair on it. Rafe Morrison runs into trouble. Sean Bennett tries to get him. The tackle by Rossley. Lauder flings it wide off the bottom hand. Kingham again. Just peeled himself off the ground from that scrum. Ma'u comes around the side. The ball was out. No, it wasn't. Could be trouble here. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, he did warn him. He did warn him.
Too many penalties, off you go.
Yellow card. That's one for the team there.
No. 6 penalties. Offside and inside.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at it, it's just, you know, one step too much there, Boozer.
Let's have a look at this replay. Kingham goes back in. Kolomatangi's over the ball. Loses his footing. Lauder gets his hands on the ball, and Jonah comes around. So the timing just a little bit off, but it was a team Team yellow, I'd say 6 penalties in 12 minutes, not good enough.
Time's off, play.
Just while we're waiting for this line-out time off, just want to shout out to a couple of people watching. Great to see you watching around the world. There's a few Asian Cavaliers in today. Payno, good to see you, mate. John Peyton Burnett from Thailand, and also Julian Wallace tuning in from Singapore. Great to see you guys. Great to have you on board.
And also we've got some relatives of Ruan. We've got Desiree Duploy, we've got Adele Jans van Rensburg, and then in New Zealand, Sally Bryan and Mark Jen are watching in Mapua, New Zealand, supporting their boy Luke Dewa. Great having you with us. Sean Bennett's down with a bit of a knock. We saw a couple of broken noses in the curtain raiser. Both the Valley. So more pressure here for Valley, and a chance once more for the football club to get something going. They get them all going. Valley with just 7 forwards on now, try to counter. They structured well, but they come through the middle. They work it to the back. It's in the hands of Paul Gualino Tomanino. Lauder takes a few steps there and runs Morrison a bit out of room. Gets taken well by Woodward, the 2 sevens teammates, and there's another sevens player, Woodward, getting, sorry, it's Rosley on Russ Webb. Sevens players all over those. Now look at Fidia Meltzer just absolutely screaming, and Altea onto Glenn Hughes, and he absolutely scrags him, pulls him to ground inside the club 22. Now the red shirts are there, but there's enough blue and white shirts behind the ball, and Lauder, as always, always looks like he's got some time on his hands. And they've come out of that, but a net gain to Valley, so big turnover there. The knock on by Russ Webb.
Yeah, good to see Valley with a bit of intensity there and moving the ball up to club's 22. That said, it was a good engagement in terms of taking the ball to ground and getting the exit, as you said. Jamie Lauder always seems to have plenty of time.
Dewar. Can he find Muller this time? Oh, up again. Goes Field, and he's done enough to disrupt it there, but it's back in Valley's hand. There's players in motion. Altea puts it on the toe, and it's just scuttles across the sideline there. And nothing really that Mouncer could chase. He's carrying a little bit of an ankle injury as well. We'll see how that goes throughout the game.
Yeah, great little touch there by Meltier.
So the Valley line out looking a bit wobbly. 2 efforts there. They've won 1 and lost 1. Not as solid so far. Now, here we go. Mitch Andrews to the back this time to Callum McCulloch. And then he scoots around the back to get it under the big mitt. And they're just walking this forward quite leisurely. Kolomatangi goes in with Bennett, and they wheel off the side there. That's a lovely ball to Lauder. Streaking down the field now. Gualino Tominolo. In with the tackle, Altea, and players in motion. Max Denmark, he's upright and he's got a couple of big men on him. This is going to perhaps be a collapsed maul. There's no tackle there. Yes. Well done. A couple of big men getting back there. You see the low numbers, 1 and 2 on the floor there. Taking Denmark.
100%. Sorry, Bruce, 100% there. Valley, the two Valley boys got back there and stopped what could have been a certain 7-pointer. So most definitely great, doing a lot of good work there.
Great bit of interplay there. Club coming off a rolling maul, making some good meters down the middle.
Yep. Let's go. Good first scrum, lads.
Christopher Camphus is also watching his boy James Craig. Valley bench hooker, get some time later, hopefully. Now a difficult position to get out of here with a 7-man scrum. Jonah with about 7 minutes left in the naughty chair. This time, Valley straight down, says Rodden. So you never know what sort of skullduggery is going on there. At this time, it's Valley that get the benefit of 3 points, a penalty. Rosley can release the valve here. Rosley puts it on the roof. Higgins has a word with Duarte. Rodden's really running a tight ship here today, as you expect. Hong Kong's #1 referee. This time to Ullman. Woodward, first carry. He's got Karl Marx with him. Rosley brings it back against the grain. Denmark now with a lot of space, but can he wind it up, the big man? Everyone would love to see Max Denmark have a run, and he beats Vidya Meltzer, but he doesn't beat Higgins, and again, 2 props nail him. Finfield with the carry. There's a big wide pass. It finds some grass. Some plastic and rubber pellets. Altea with the tackle. The arm goes out. I think the tackle there was a bit of a seatbelt. Got a bit high. Again, the big pass over the top. Look at this. Russ Webb now looks up, and he's got some footwork on him, as well as a 1980s NRL Rugby League hairstyle. It's good to see back in the game. The long flowing locks. There he is. He goes in to get the ball. He's no stranger to scrum half play. Round the corner from Field. Really confident play here from Football Club, and a big challenge there, and someone's down. I think it's Max Woodward. And that was Charles Kingham, just absolutely put the big elbow in. Didn't look like there was anything illegal, but Woodward's in trouble.
Yeah, Club are definitely, they've come here to play, no doubt about that. Here's the replay right now. Let's see what happens here, Boozer.
Well, this is back to the penalty infringement. Altea goes in high there. Yep, it's around the chops. It's high, but is there going to be a card?
Yeah, Maxie went down in a heap, and I've got to say, he's looking a bit groggy. I hope he's sitting up, which is a good thing, right? So let's hope he's okay. The Sevens and Hong Kong, long-time Hong Kong Football Club, Hong Kong Rugby Union stalwart. Good to see him back.
Altea's probably hoping that it's taken the attention off his tackle for a moment, but I think they're going to come back to it. Rory Crombie, the young referee on the far side, just refereed the curtain raiser earlier, did a great job. Stepping up to the Premiership this year. It's great to see talent getting fast-tracked. It's the referee of the year, 2018-19 season. Okay, we're going to have a drinks break. So, Cookie, sing us a song, my man.
Yeah, look, I think for all the possession and all the territory that Football Club have had, only to be ahead by 6-0. I mean, I think that's they're probably looking at that and going, maybe we, I think there's a red zone throw down the end and then a penalty they gave away. So that kind of left points on the table, I think. But to Valley's credit, they've hung in there, they've stayed in the game, and even with a man off the field, they've done well. One thing I've noticed, Boozer, was with regard to Football Club, is they're looking to use the speed and the talent they've got on their Sevens boys out the back, rather than kick the ball, which in previous rounds they've been looking to go for field position and then have their chases. At this stage, they're looking to move the ball wide quite quickly. It hasn't really worked out for them that well, but it'll be interesting to see if they continue to do that.
Max Woodward's back on his feet, but he's been escorted from the field by Johnny Shue, the Valley physio. Possession now up, taken down a little bit, 84% now possession to Football Club, down from 95. So Valley at least having a little bit of time with the ball, a little bit more, but still nowhere near enough to make any impact on this game. Woodward, well, I think is he gonna go through HIA, or is he off for good? And I think Altea has escaped for now. So Hughes just pokes that down the line with no real angle, and he's picked up about 40-50 metres. It's a good kick.
Yeah, gee, that's a great kick out of the hand from Glenn Hughes. Football Club on attack on the 22. Quite a crucial part of the game here. 20 minutes gone.
And so now with Woodward off, Whitty Meltz has gone into the midfield, and we've got a debut on here, William Beattie in 22. One against the throw there. Kolomatangi finds himself with the ball in hand. Purvis with his first bit of ball there, runs into the open side flanker. Diwa's on hand. They come around the corner, the tidies. Muller there in support. It's slowed down just a fraction. Rosley pumps it downtown. He's found a lot of space down there, but the chase is a casual canter. Ben Axton Burrett puts that one up, and he's put it just a couple of metres deep. Well read by Rosley, tracking back there. Russ Webb now. Backwards he goes. Off the fingertips, but he's got time. Gets a good bounce on the left foot. And, well, it goes quickly from Valley. Altea now chucking it out to Beattie. His first touch in the Premiership. Straightens up. Does well. There's only red shirts there. No one on the ground. Diwa gets taken low by Kingham. Deploy to Rosley. They're coming around the back. It's Meltzer. Altea decides that wasn't for him. Lets it go. Farley. His first start for Valley this season for the Prems. Muller and Bennett combining. Bit of a tussle there on the ground. Valley win it. Just no one's taking on the line here. Maybe here we go. Mitchell Purvis to Altea. Ducks inside of one. Gets taken by Andrews in a solid hit. Just inside the half now. Bennett to Diwa. Diwa with a bit of space pops it over the top to Karl Marx. He's got some. He loves to score tries. Diwa has a bit of a snatch at it and knocks it on. And it's Rafe Morrison on the ground that cleans it up for Football Club. And again, a loose pass over the top. 2 or 3 of those from Club, but they're just trying to get it wide quickly, you feel. Here goes Liam Herbert, the rubber man. And he toes that downfield, and it looks like if he gets a bounce here, it'll be interesting. Oh, Rosley and Boot meet together. Accidental. No trouble there. It could have gone anyway, James.
Yeah, I think good old Liam Herbert's football skills coming in there, but he was quite fortunate that he didn't have the ball in hand. But hey, good timing. But yeah, whew. What I'm enjoying the when Valley have got the. Sorry, look for the replay here. Yeah. But I'm enjoying Valley with ball in hand. They look dangerous. Boozer, they just need more ball.
Yeah, it's good seeing them throwing it around a bit. There's runners coming, there's players in motion. It's exciting. Unluckily there, Diwa just couldn't quite get the mitts on it, so that's nicely off the top again. And here come Football Club. They're relentless, but again, it's found the grass. That's a knock on there. That's been missed. There were 2 touches there, 1 forward, 1 backwards. So Club escaped this time. Some of the passing's been a bit suspect. Russ Webb. All the Sevens boys getting involved. Here goes Liam Herbert, Jinkin, ducking and diving. Callum Smith with a bit of a dart. Jenkinson with him. Lauder to Hughes. Kingham on a straight ball. Beats Purvis. Tile takes him. The props are lining up. Lauder now. He's got one to beat. Again, it's a prop. Ben Higgins makes the tackle. Sensational work from the loose head prop. Looks like they've turned this here. Ben Higgins is going to get a big pat on the back for this one. Matangi, Colin Matangi, here they go with a bit of space. BT, he's not going to beat Denmark for speed. Maybe he hasn't been introduced to Max Denmark yet, but good flowing play from Football Club, working their way down the field, and props having to make tackles here.
Gee whiz, I like to find out what those props have been eating. Surely it's not Cocoa Pops. Those boys are. The number of tackles they've made, especially going back and regrouping and making the tackles, Boozer, very impressive. They're leading the way, no doubt about it.
And Jonah Moe is back on now for Valley, so they've weathered that little storm, but still they're here, and it's going to be a Valley feed to the scrum, a defensive scrum.
Stay high, lads.
Here we go. Come on.
Just while waiting for the scrum to go down, just to shout out to a couple more people. Jackson Cook, good to see you watching from Brisbane. Well done, son.
Ruan deploy there. He got the headband on. He got a massive cut in his forehead last week. Clashed heads with Boko. Binding, says Rodden. So pretty turrid in there. The face on Duar's face says it all. You got the Tigers props in there. Kolomatangi, Higgins.
Yeah, no, definitely winning the Valley, definitely winning the props battle, no doubt about that.
How they've got any leg power left after making these covering tackles, it's sensational. You're right, they're on the special Cocoa Pops today.
Superhuman, superhuman.
That's a very good clearing kick from Rosley just inside Football Club territory. They'll get the clock running for some territory here.
Just looking at all the forwards now on both sides, a lot of hands on hips and boys breathing pretty heavy there, Boozer. Doing a lot of work.
Yep, just 24 minutes in. It's going to be a war of attrition, battle of the benches down the back. Jonah back on. Rosley coming in at steam and Purvis on his shoulder. It's a great tackle coming in from Axton Barrett, I think it was. The arm is out. Probably out of kicking range, so free ball for Deploy. He breaks the line. He beats the one tackle. There's one player in front, but there's lots of blue shirts in between. Rosley's with him. Looks to hook up with Deploy again. Ullman there. Duar, Deploy, Kolomatangi, Higgins. Oh, great tackle from Denmark. Had to be made. The big men are wide again. It's Chris Ullman goes straight. Can he reach out the big levers? Jonah Mo's there. And then he goes. First try of the match. Second try of the season for Jonah. This game has been lit the fuse there, Cookie.
Oh, look, fantastic. Great build-up, and Valley just showing once again that intensity, that energy. All the boys getting stuck in, and when they do it together, man, they're a powerful unit. Well-deserved try there. First time, really, they were in the club red zone, and they got the points.
Look at this, Deploy. It was a free ball, and not sure who he beat there, but it was critical. And that pass there was so many football clubs circulating. Russ Webb with the tackle tries to give some daylight, get on the ball, but the red shirts are coming. And look here at Higgins and Kolomatangi. That is beautiful to watch. I mean, props around the world. Behold, they are the messiahs, the second coming. And nicely off the floor. There's some appeal there from a couple of the football club players that Allman had passed it forward to Jonah, but it's all action. 25 minutes in. Rosley with a chance to put Valley in front for the first time. He's about 13 metres in from the touch. Altea was taking the kicking last week. Rosley stepped up for the final conversion as he brought it in. I think he has. Their flags go up. And 7 points to 5. As you say, James, it's the first real chance they've had. And they're hard to defend, aren't they? When you got ball in hand, you get that penalty and you go quick.
Oh, no question about it. You know, they caught Football Club on the hop. There's a couple of missed tackles. Boys won't be happy with that. And, hey, good kudos to Valley. Game on.
That lets up the Facebook feed and all the people watching on the Hong Kong Rugby Live TV app. Muller with the sun in his eyes, and holy smokes, that was athletic. Liam Herbert, of course. He's superhuman, that fella.
Wouldn't be anyone else. You called him Rubber Man before, and that's definitely his nickname.
Sean Bennett with a good thrust. Gets a valuable couple of steps. Deploy, gonna box it. Farley is the chaser. Lauder is back and he has to make a last-minute lunge at it. He's done well, the little number 9. They get enough jerseys back to secure it. Russ Webb trying to fish this one out. Another run for Callum Smith. Bennett strips it off him. Dewar gives it to Deploy and they're away again, Reds. And an unfortunate bounce there. They've kicked it straight back to Football Club. Denmark now struggles to ground. He's got Rafe Morrison with him.
touch there, Cocky.
Mitch Andrews with a deft little ball inside to Smith again.
Hands on the floor first.
Looking for an exit. Hughes has put a big one up down the middle of the park. Coming forwards, Farley. Could be a big collision, but well taken on the fingertips. It was Altea actually. Great work from the young man. Jonah Ma'u now tries to get those legs pumping. On the 10 metre, supported by Farley, Rosley, but it's been stolen. Not sure who did the great work there. Having a look, yeah, it was great work from Callum McCulloch actually to rip that ball out of the hands. Altea's back down, pumps it back downfield. Axton Barrett lets it dribble into his 22. He's got Russ Webb there, will no doubt have a look down the touchline. It's Altea just couldn't get a finger on him. Keeps that one in though. What kind of a bounce is he going to get here, Farley? That's not been taken back, so Rosley has plenty of time, and he's really put some distance on that one. Lauder lets it bounce the last moment, gets a weird couple of bounces. And yes, Rory Crombie calls the knock on, and the Valley bench is up, and Mitch Purvis gives Paul Altea a big high five. That was a really difficult bounce, wasn't it? These pitches, they're a bit unusual.
Well, you know what they say. I think even at remember at under 10s or under 12s in NZ, Boozer, don't let the ball bounce, take it on the full. Rings true today as it ever has.
Yeah, he seemed to get in position, and then he just pulled out at the last moment. The sun is at his back.
On this pitch, you know, it could go anywhere, and that's obviously that's what it did. So advantage to Valley again here. 30 minutes gone.
On the Facebook feed, Desiree Duploy says rugby mums need nerves of steel. Well done, Valley boys. Ruan's mother, watching from Cambridge in New Zealand. Great having you with us. St. Gisborne, sorry. Here we go. Her boy gets the ball in. Bennett's got it at the back. Rosley, Purvis batters it up, gets taken well by Hughes. Deploy Marks comes around the corner and he slips into the shoulder of Morrison. Good contest, says the ref, now applauding the tackles. Bennett now tries to get away from Denmark. He does so, wriggles away, grabs a couple of metres. Not Howard. Deploy. Higgins, he's in everything. And Chris Orman really wasn't expecting that one, had his hands in his pockets. And they're going to let Football Club off the hook here. Hughes is going to smash this down the middle. There's 3 or 4 red shirts chugging back for this one. BT, how sad would it be if it went dead? It's not going to though. There's only one chaser, and I think BT might have just wanted to take that out away from the line a little bit, but he gives it back in field to Lauder, who throws a wild one in field to Ben Axton Barrett. And look, here comes Russ Webb, and a bounce there would have been interesting, but there's nothing like a big smash down the middle.
Gee, I would have liked to see that ball stay in hand on the club side, Boozer. See what happened there rather than put the kick through. Keep the ball in hand, I reckon.
Yeah, because there were a lot of Valley players perhaps offside there.
100%, no doubt about that.
BD might have just wanted to take Liam Herbert on there because there was no one else really chasing except for Herbert.
Gee, I just feel it's gone up a notch too. Those rucks and mauls are ferocious in there right now.
Yeah. Blowtorch is on. Looks like this is for Orman at the front. It is.
He's onside, play.
Over the top from Ruan and Max Denmark. He gets the gilly from the Valley bench. He takes it well. Fires a big one inside the Webb. Chip and chase here. He's found some space. Coming forward is Altea. And Webb there can't get the bounce, but it does bounce into the hands of Benjamin McDonald. And they've won the ball back, Football Club. Finn Field throws his big levers at it. Nice ball. Callum Smith back on the inside. This is good from club, building something here. It's just sitting there. So Karl Marx just helps himself. The universal soldier, Altea, pops it down, and there's only Axton Barrett back here. He has a look up, and he's an intelligent footballer, and he's seen a whole bunch of grass, and no one's really back there. Rosley suddenly thinks, I better get over there. Goodness me. Everybody just stopped and looked, and Rosley realised that no one was going. Herbert was going to have a run-in. Incredible stuff.
Gee whiz, again, hands on heads, you know, a big, long movement, a lot of ball on both sides, and everyone's sucking in the big ones. Couple of mistakes there. Football club just letting the ball lie on the ground and no one picking it up, giving Valley the opportunity to come back downfield. And then, as you say, on the other side, everyone just decided to, it was almost stop in motion.
Right, if you're watching the All Blacks right now, the build-up, stay with us. You've got 35 minutes till that game kicks off. The action's here. It's white hot at the moment. Mitchie Andrews then, trailing by 1, the football club. Just about 7 minutes left in this first half. Yeah, it's off the top though by Jenkinson. Pops into the hands of Lauder. It's probably not as tight as they would have wanted. They try to steady it up a bit now. There's a few cabs there. Mitch Andrews, the wrecking ball, has a crack, and Muller and Marks stop him. It's very slow. Kingham. It's impressive, number 8, Lauder. And yeah, a little bit of indecision there. We've seen it. It's gone backwards. Deploy now under all sorts of pressure from Callum Smith. It's been impressive, this loose head prop for club. They're right on the line. They've turned it over. They're surging forward. Glenn Hughes loses his footing. They're offside. The arm's out.
Yeah, it's penalty advantage for offside.
Penalty try is the call from the football club players, of course, and a few of the members of the sportsman's bar. Yep, just getting in the road there. Kingham off that ruck there, getting scolded by Lauder. There's a little bit of sort of miscommunication, Cookie, amongst the backs. There's some balls going to ground, big wide passes.
Yeah, I think it, you know, obviously easy to say from where we're sitting, but
sure it is.
But just, I think, just, you know, the patience again, Boozer. You know, they just need to just half a second, you know. Get the ball in hand, then decide what you're going to do with it. Trying to rush. I understand what they're trying to do is to get, you know, the Valley boys are coming up, rush defence, and they're looking to counter that. But I think just at that 9 and 10, settle first and then move it wide. Trying to do it too early.
Don't forget, while we're waiting here, that the new Hong Kong Rugby Union Live app is available in the app stores, Android and on Apple, where you can watch these games on your phone. Seamless and uninterrupted, or you can keep watching for now anyway on Facebook. Give it a try. It's pretty good. You'll see the reboot show, the weekly highlight show that Rugby 852 is putting together.
Formation.
You'll see highlights and previews for each weekend's games of the Saxo Markets Premiership.
Just let them hit the floor
here in Hong Kong.
Through, okay?
Also, again, another quick shout out. Couple of stalwarts watching the game. Tim Stiles, Timmy, good to see you on board, and also Rick Field. Rick, good to have you on board too, mate. Your son's going well.
Attacking line out here, just about 5 minutes remaining, looking to get their noses in front before half-time. They're going backwards, though. Don't worry, Mitch Andrews has got it. Sean Bennett falls off him. Jonah comes to help. Mitch Andrews got a forearm like a leg of lamb. There's a pod. Bennett goes right at their ankles there. A real chop tackle. Jonah from the side. They're going low, these tackles. Again, the tidies come around the corner. Another pod ready. Good committee work there. Mitchie Andrews right in front of the post. Running off a short ball. Russ Webb hoping to get it. Keelan Chapman now. Building nicely. Patience required by both sides. Valley defence going well. They go back towards the posts. Bennett again with about the 5th tackle in this movement. There's a thin red line. Hughes has a look. He's over the line. Glenn Hughes, 5 points. A meat pie for the Welshman.
Yeah, I think that's good heads up rugby from Hughes, playing the advantage there. And that's a crucial score just before half-time, obviously. Gee whiz, Boozer, she's a frantic old match, isn't it?
Well, look, it's not game of the week for nothing, is it? The old rivalry, you know, there's nothing bigger. Everyone knows about it. And the bragging rights, it doesn't matter whether it's round 1, 2, 3 or the final. It's about each game and having the bragging rights until the next game comes along. Both teams with big personnel changes this year. There is Hughes scoring his try. Well, he didn't score last week. He's on the board. And he could have all the points to his name in a minute.
I think just the ball in hand by both sides and ball in motion. I mean, it's just been frantic, and you can see every player walking back, football club walking back, sucking in the big ones. The bench, I think, even more so than it does in other weeks. Booze is going to be crucial coming into the last 20 minutes of this match.
Hughes then to extend his personal tally to 13. Yeah, no worries for a man of that calibre. So Glenn Hughes 13, Valley 7. On the end there of some wonderful forward play, and didn't look like it was ever going to go wide, but when it did, he took care of business, and they lead now Natixis Club 13, Society Generale 7, and about 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Put the kettle on, Harold. Football club missing, of course, Jevon Groves out with a broken ankle. Big blow for Football Club and Jevon, such a leader on and off the field. Valley without Rob Lennox, their co-captain, not quite fit for this game. And Pete Laverick, the midfielder, he's out. Rosley there, a couple of metres too deep. Good hit from Ma'u, comes in and cleans up Farley's good work with the chase. Looking for a good exit here to close out this half. The scoreboard is correct instead of the clock on your screen, so we're running a minute behind here, so that is half time. Glenn Hughes puts it across the touchline to end this first half here at Football Club. Round 4 of the Saxo Markets Men's Premiership. It's Football Club that lead Valley 13 points to 7. Don't go away, we'll be back with the halftime show in just a moment. Stats for us. Total breakdown. No plan. Welcome back to Sports Road here in Hong Kong, and 40 minutes away from James Cook, taking me to the Sportsman's Bar for a post-match debrief. Interesting half of rugby. It really did get going in the sort of second half of that first half, but it's Football Club 13, Valley 7, 1 try apiece.
Gee whiz, you look at the score and you think, not really much of a match. Man, it's ferocious out there, and good movement, as I said, in the ball with the ball on both sides. Interesting to see Football Club trying to spin it wide early and use their young fast backs, and not always accurate, not always getting the advantage that they want. And then Valley, of course, with that opportunity to come down in the 22. I think it was the first time they went down the red zone and they picked up the points. So yeah, it's a game of attrition. It's going to be interesting in terms of the last 20, in terms of both benches. Be interesting to be a fly on the wall and see what the coach is saying at half time. What do you think, Boozer?
Yeah, I'm sure both teams reasonably happy with the game plan so far. There's nothing really going wrong too much for either team, you'd say. It's the set piece seems to be going well for both sides. The scrum's solid. The lineouts are going their way. Both teams willing to throw the ball around and throw caution to the wind and have a crack, which I like, because often in the Premiership these days, defence is winning games. Defence is dominating games, especially in the early rounds. It's easier to get your defensive structures right than it is to get your attacking going and all your set pieces and combinations. So it's 13 points to 7, 1 try to Jonah Ma'u for Society Generale Valley, 1 try to Glenn Hughes. He scored all 13, Rosley with the conversion. We'll be back for some more chat, some high quality chat after this commercial break. So welcome back to Sports Road. Here you'll see the teams just getting on their last bit of instructions, feedback from coaches. You see Mark Fatialofa there, head coach with the clipboard, former Samoan international with the Society Generale Valley side. Jack Wiggins over there. There he is. Jack with his charges, getting stuck into them. Such a fantastic season last year. They won all 3 trophies. And for those of you that support Valley, that stings. They won the Premiership, they won the Grand Championship, they won the Challenge Trophy, and they were very worthy winners as well. A couple of interesting games around the place today. If Valley could somehow win here and get a bonus point, they would top the table 13 points with Football Club. And if they do not, and Football Club gets the win, they will be overtaken by at least 2 teams playing the other games around Hong Kong today. James Cook is back with me. My name's Grant Busevel. It's great having you with us from all around the globe, whether you're on the new HK Rugby Union live TV app. You can find it on the app stores or on the Facebook feeds. Stay with us. Hope you're back from the fridge or you got a cup of tea. 40 minutes here, round 4. Big game in the Saxo Markets Premiership.
You good?
Evenly balanced, although there's 6 points difference on the scoreboard. This game is hanging in the balance right now. Hughes. 13 points in the first half, Glenn Hughes. Mitch Purvis waits for this one. Gets met in a good chase from Rafe Morrison. Deploy to Dewar. Looking for an exit now. Rosley's back in the pocket. Gets the toe on it. Pumps it downfield. It seems to be rolling down that far side somehow. Thought it was out. Lauder and Russ Webb off that left foot of his. Looks for some yardage, and he's really been on the Weet-Bix this morning. That's a big kick from the young man. It's a beauty.
Yeah, I think he's sort of warming into his work after coming off the bench in the early rounds, Boozer. He's looking more comfortable, isn't he, in that position?
Greetings to the Mau family in Gleneden, New Zealand, supporting their son Jonah, his first season with Valley. Great having you with us. So we'll be running 2 TVs shortly. The All Blacks kicking off in half an hour. Dewar to Bennett. Deploy, gets it out to Rosley, looks to go high. There's a big chase here. Purvis leading with Meltzer, and Russ Webb takes that beautifully. Probably didn't need the jump in the end, but he's done beautifully, Russ Webb. Hughes has to go in because Lauder's somehow found himself in that ruck. Dewar gets spat out the back of that one, and Lauder's back in action. McCulloch just patient enough for a couple of phases here to get Hughes into position now. Hughes takes a look up and he looks downfield and he sees Altea there. And that's what he does. He goes high. It's going to be Altea and Farley. Farley decides to go for it. Does well. Takes it. A couple of stitches hanging out of his chin and he coughs it up easily. Liam Herbert just reaches in and like taking candy from a baby. So very good work from Liam Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert like a thief in the night, managed to steal that one, and then Lauder, off the boot. There's probably not too many better than him on the park from that short angle. Perfectly weighted kick.
Now Valley find themselves now defending their 22. There's a bit of a conflab there. 3 targets, Orman, Bennett, Muller. Looks like it's going to be Muller at the front. It's a low one in the end.
Backwards.
And no one from club really getting involved in that one, so it's just an uncontested ruck there. Colin Matangi with the hands to Jonah Mao. Managed to bounce off Mitchie Andrews, and not many people can claim that. Rosley with a bit of pressure on him from Keelan Chapman. He belts it downtown to Liam Herbert. Him and his sevens mate Russ Webb going to get together here for a little party, and they get met by a solid red line, and Karl Marx is there and squirts out the side. As a penalty to Valley. Great chase. Who's there? It's Kolomatangi again. The man's on fire.
Yeah, no question about that. Good call by the referee. Ball just spat out the side and went forward, and then one of the football club boys picked it up.
So it's probably just on the edge of the range as we look here. Russ Webb looks up and goodness me, sees Kolomatangi, Karl Marx, and it just squirts out there forward, and ahead of the ball was Lauder. He can't resist. If he didn't get it, someone else was going to get it. So, yeah, this is just inside Rosley's range, I'd say. He's halfway is probably his maximum, and he's right out in front, so he can put Valley into double figures here, and it's worth a crack from this far out. Got to put a good chase in, though. And let's see if there is a chase, actually. I don't think Kolomatangi's chasing this. It's only BT. There's only one man up, and it's just away to the left. So had the range. Max Denmark now looking for a quick one over there on the far side. The walking wounded sitting down in front of us. Hugo Stiles, Liam Owens, Kevin Field, Harry Sayers, all out for the season. Hughes gives that one a lot of air. Meltzer with a rare touch, gives it to Altea. Says to Bennett and co, chase after this one, fellas. It goes to Lauder, and he looks up, and that's the wise thing to do. BT up against the touchline. Oh, and he trips over his own feet. So eager to get away. BT just goes straight at them. Good return from the young BT. And, well, Dewar spills it. Not sure why Rosley gave it to him. He was about 20 centimetres away. Here comes Russ Webb now, and Herbert throwing that into Altair. He's got himself tangled up in their secret little party.
Line out here.
Here's Herbert, growing a bit of facial furniture for Movember. Good to see.
Stay line out. Pass back in.
Yeah, that was a good hit from Tom Stanley, who's on half-time replacement.
Just wait now, wait two, go back.
Mitch Andrews to the back to Kingham, takes it well, and a nice bit of footwork there from the replacement. Round the corner they come. Been impressed with Callum Smith. He's made some good meters today. Gets taken by Dewar. Short ball, not needed. Axton Barrett pokes it through, but that's wasted really. Duploy tries to bend it round. He bends it round, but it's in touch. And Rory Crombie's given them a generous serving of territory there and gets a pat on the back from Duploy. Some substitutions.
I'd like to see the action replay again on that kick,
Was it
Boozer. I felt like he was maybe outside the 22, but hey, referee's sole decision.
Just stay in the 15 until the line out's done. Yeah.
Here we go again. It worked well last time. Where's Andrews going this time? There's all sorts of shenanigans. Bennett gets up and spoils the party. Orman takes a heavy bit of contact, gets the ground. Deploy, he looks up, he's got Dewar with him. This time he doesn't grasp the ball, and bit of a leg drive there from Dewar. Deploys there. Rosley's looking for runners and decides I'll have to take it myself. Chris Orman steps inside one, almost gets tackled, and a nice tackle from McDonald. There's a player down there. I think it's Smith just clutching at an elbow or a chest. Valley now needs some points, trailing by 6. Back in the pocket. Meltzer floats it wide in the wide channels. Bennett got BT with him. Gets good support from Purvis. Rosley again. Muller goes in hard and straight. Gets met by Chapman in a big tackle. Higgins and Duar over the top here, looking for a steal, but Colin Matangi steps in like a bouncer at a nightclub. Purvis floats it, marks, oh, and he gets tossed over the sideline by Liam Herbert, the rubber man, and gets a big cheer from the sportsmen.
Oh, Liam Herbert, he's decided to come and play. Mate, that's forget about hit of the day. That's hit of the season so far.
Enjoy this, viewers. It's textbook. I'm not sure. Marks had the ball in the right hand, had Farley with him for the inside ball.
Mums and dads out there, if you're teaching your sons and daughters how to execute the right tackle, there's probably no better example than that one. Just while we're waiting for these guys to get their breaths, good shout out to Graham Purvis, Purvy. Good to see you watching there from NZ, mate. I remember coaching you with the Pakuranga under 8s, buddy. And Patrick Cook's back here in Hong Kong, mate. So he says g'day. Great to see you watching, buddy.
And in fact, it's Callum Smith coming off, clutching what looks like might be a rib. He's been fantastic, has Smith.
Let's go. That's good for you. Yep. Your line out. Time's on.
Here we are.
On Ben, lads, on the front.
Yeah, sweet, you go. How many numbers is it? Five.
Seven from 8 in this match. Here comes Luke Dewar, gets one against the throw, and he spells it. Russ Webb dribbles it across the line.
Excellent play there from Russell Webb.
Okay, there's going to be a few substitutions here. Valley coming up to the 10 minutes gone in this first half. They're having some chances down in Football Club Field, but they're coughing it up. They've had one shot at goal and missed that.
Takes the field.
Duarte will be to throw. Looks like Mitchie Andrews is done for the day. Coming on for him, John McCormick Houston. Duarte to Bennett to deploy off the top. Look out. Oh, well taken from Mitch Purvis on the run. Nearly an intercept on there. Straight into the action is McCormick Houston. Muller comes around from that line out midfield. Takes a big bit of contact from Finn Field. Rosley on a short ball to Jonah Mao. Gets those legs pumping. McConnell tries to slow things down again. It's Purvis coming on, and they've coughed it up again, Valley. They've got to look after this ball. Going to get punished downfield by Lauder, but it's not a good kick. Altia's got time and sees a bit of grass down there. Russ Webb gets a bobbler. And BT and Altia do their diligence with the chase. Bennett knocks it back in field to Fids. Fidia Mountzer from the winterless north chases this. He's put all his players onside just in the nick of time. No, not in the nick of time. Rodden's got the arm out. Free ball here. Hughes looks to go over the top. Ben Exton Burrett's furious. He would have been away for a try, he reckons. Hughes carries himself. Arm is out again. Could be another card coming here. Callum McCulloch makes half an inch. Have they got the patience here? They've got the free ball. Ben Exton Barrett. He's got good vision. Runs into Duarte, who holds on to him around the ankles. They can't get him down. He's strong. Back in the pocket for Hughes. Oh, I thought he was going to drop kick, but he goes to the sky. Here comes Denmark. He's great in the air, but it's too deep, and Altia takes it nicely.
That advantage is
They'll
over.
come back for the penalty, and oof.
Gee, it's all happening. It's all happening.
Ben Higgins not rolling away. And that's body shaming from Matt Rodden. Big one, not able to roll away there. But he's been amazing. The two loose head props today, Callum Smith, who just went off for club, and Ben Higgins for Valley, have been all around the park.
Yeah, great shifts from both players. Good to see. And as we said, the bench is going to be crucial, and interesting to see Boozer, they're coming on at 52 rather than 60 minutes. So they're looking to get more out of their bench than they would any other week, and that's down to just the ferocity of this game over the first 50 minutes.
And we see Nate Terry also out this week with a water bib on, shaking hands with Terry Senga, who's off for Valley. Valley really miss Nyasha Tarasenga. He's so good in the loose and in the line out. It's a big ball carrier. It's a big loss with Rob Lennox as well. Good chance to blood more players though, as Hughes lines this one up to put a bit of a buffer on here. Pull it out to 9. What do you reckon, Cookie? It's a gimme, isn't it? 100. You won't miss this, will he?
Mate,
oh no, what have I done?
Well, I was going to say probably Boozy put the kibosh on him, but I think it was more the vociferous of the Valley bench, mate. They were right in his ear on the sideline, and fair enough too. I mean, that's just rugby, right? You got to shut all that out. So 13-7, missed opportunity. Restart. Let's go.
And why would I, as a paid official of Valley, put the gilly on Glenn Hughes? He really mistimed it, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what we call a Ravi Shankar.
So put that down to the Valley bench. They stay in the hunt, just 6 points behind, but it's Club coming back again with a few more waves here. Ben Exton Barrett, Russ Webb goes through the hole, but it was forward. No, it was crossing. Ooh, a little bit of crossing. And that was a Nat's whisker away from
it's
a
unlucky,
7-pointer under the post.
Yeah, I mean, G for mine, Russ Webb's been... well, here we go, have a look at this.
Still up 13-7.
Yeah, well, the arms went up. Try and talk you out of that one-eyed commentator, James Cook.
Yeah, no, I'm not going there. I'm not going to go for that bait. No way.
Yeah, well, let's just say it's one of those ones that could have gone either way.
Yeah,
Matt Rodden right there.
What I was actually trying to say is Russ Webb, it would have been a fair reward for his contribution so far. I've felt he's just he seems to have got his mojo this week, no question about it.
That's a bit on the football club side by Dewar, so a line out against the throw, one each way now in the last few minutes for both these line out throwers. That's gone not far enough. Herbert's there, he puts out the big rubber arms, he bats that back and foul to Dewar, and a chance here for Valley. Over the top we go by Deploy. Oh, that's a beautiful end over end, but it's dug in deep. It popped up for Lauder to Webb. He's got a bit of time, and he's given that the beef. Rosley's back there, and he's got Altea with him. He's looking right across the field, and he's found the one and only player out there. It gets returned with a bit of interest by Hughes. It's great fly half work there. He knew exactly where Rosley was going to be looking. McCulloch gets out of the tackle almost of Bennett. 15 minutes gone in the second half. Still each team trying to get some ascendancy here. That one's dangerous, and Marks nearly takes the wrong man. And that is sailed out over the line, just a matter of inches. And the Valley bench and the juiced up Knights will tell you it's gone out.
As we say, it's a game of inches.
I think just, interestingly there, we saw that vision again. I mean, one part of Glenn's game today, Hughes's game today, I think is his hesitation. He's done it a couple of times, and what that does, that puts his outsides on the back foot, and he's got to swing a long pass, and that's where it breaks down. I'd like to just see him move the ball quickly, give the outsides more of an opportunity.
Right, so a bit of a conflab there amongst the Brains Trust of Valley. Muller Bennett Norman. This time again, it's gone to Football Club. So it's well read though, well contested by the Football Club line. And a big tackle from Muller. He's cross with himself. Puts Herbert back on his behind. And the rubber man gets up from the ground. Gets up from the rubber. Just struggling to fish that out, Lauder. McCulloch with the carry. There's no one back, and Lauder gets under that one with the pitching wedge. Ruan deploy, takes it nice and strong, and McConnell can't get away from him, and it's a very animated bench here, but it's Rodden's given the penalty to Football Club, holding on there under a lot of pressure from the chase.
Yeah, the evergreen Axton Barrett, you know, he does a lot of stuff well, but one thing he does really well is when he gets in there, his hands on the ball, it's hard to move him back. Low centre of gravity, good turnover.
Hughes now, if they can get down there and pick up a meat pie, it'll be a challenge to come back. Just saw the All Blacks run out onto the pitch. So 2 big games on here globally today. All Blacks Argentina, Football Club Valley. Replacement hooker, John McCormick Houston. His first hiff, gets it nicely done. Up to Kingham. They try and get a rumble on here. There's about 6 Football Club players in there. They wheel it around. It's a bit scrappy. Lauder's in there for some reason. McCulloch trundles it forward. Valley defence is waiting. Lauder takes his time. Finfield with a charge. They're trying to hold him up, and he's trying to get the ball loose, and Kingham's trying to get in there. This is looking a bit ominous for Football Club. It's well and truly off the ground. And eventually it's going to flop down on the ground for a collapsed maul. So a little mini victory there for Valley under their posts. Had to be done. You commit yourself to going high.
Yeah, great strength, great technique, Valley. It's a good save for them.
Red 14, please. Red 14.
Clock ticking away as Adam Ralston enters the arena.
That's why the water comes on. Good friend of yours and mine, Dino Hirawini. Dino, great to see you watching, mate. Hope all's going well with you down there in NZ. Miss you up here at the Kong, mate. Long time Valley stalwart, long time Hong Kong Rugby Union stalwart. Hope life's good for you down there, mate.
As we enter the last 20 minutes here, still Natixis Hong Kong Football Club up 13-7 over Society Generale.
A little bit of a water break. Halfway through this second half. Adam Ralston's on. Sean Bennett comes off. He'll be happy to get through 60 minutes this week, the Welshman. It was touch and go whether he would get some game time. He had to really. Lennox and Tarasenga injured or serving. As we look back at this opening try, it was Duploy with the break. And in fact, he could have just gone all the way there. Denmark was committed. Very quick ball here. And it came back to the big props. And that's going to be on the highlights reel for those fellas. But a good tackle from Denmark. Fearless stuff. So with an absolute lack of back cover, Ralston's gone into 9, and I'm not sure where Duploy's going at this stage, but that's the situation at Valley right now. There's about 8 or 9 backs out for the season or for this game. Dom Hennigan is on as well. Dom Heglin, sorry, he's on in 19, so he's on for Sean Bennett. Jonah's gone back to number 8. Defensive scrum here. Club trying to get something going. It's strong from Valley though. Ralston begging the arm, gets the arm, and a little fist pump out on the wing from Ruan Deploy as well there. The skipper banished to the wing. It's a big move, isn't it? Bringing Rolio on at 9 and putting one of Hong Kong's best 9s out on the wing.
Yeah, it is. But you know, I mean, we've seen him. We've seen Rolly come in and do some great stuff. And you know, you'll never stop wondering with him. He'll give you 100% every time. Probably one of the most passionate rugby players going around.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not lacking at all. Both those players in their early 30s, still going hard.
I feel, Boozer, at this stage of the game, 20 minutes to go, just Valley's little wins, you know, those little wins. They're just chipping away, and, you know, wounded Valley. Club's going to have to be careful here.
Marks at the front with his first take of the game. Duploy gets to chase a kick, and he's after it. And Liam Herbert goes up and gets absolutely minced by Ruan Deploy. He's got it back, though. Russ Webb's there to help him out. Valley really needs to get some points on the board soon. Replacement scrum half.
Yeah, Jonty Wood on for Jamie Lauder. Jonty Wood for Jamie Lauder.
Oh, Jonty, he's a talent as well. So the coach is rolling the benches. Mitch Purvis decides to go deep. Chugging back is the big number 8, Kingham. They fire it across the field to Webb, who takes it out of the 22. It's going to stand field. Duploy's waiting. He's got Big Jonah with him. He'll little bobble there, looks up, beats one, tries to beat 2. They've obviously done their homework on Jonah. He destroyed Scottish last week on a couple of runs. The end over end kick is giving the ball back, and Hughes will try and peel off what he can here. Rosley's going to field this just inside play though. Takes it well. The chase is a little bit sloppy, and there's a no-arms tackle coming in there on Rosley.
Big shot by crowd favourite Brian McDaniel.
Look at this from Hegland to Chris Orman. One more pass might do it. Fits over the head to Beattie, the debutant against Denmark. Tries to get away, and Russ Webb comes in, finishes him off. Mo's there, Ralston, Purvis. It's now for Valley. Allman, they trundle it forward. They need points. Higgins is there. Ralston to Rosley. Look at the blue line coming out of the blocks. The line speed still good from the Natixis Football Club. Altea. Ralston flirting with the sideline. I think there's an arm out here.
6 high tackle.
Yeah, a bit of a high tackle
6
there.
high tackle.
Tow truck threatens them with a quick one.
So Boozer 13-7. I'll ask you the $64 million question.
Yeah, it's got to
What
be
do you do here,
it's
mate?
got to be the corner, doesn't it? I feel like they've just got to try and build some momentum. 3's not good enough.
Yeah.
It helps.
Yeah.
But I feel like they might feel like they're starting to get a little bit of a headway. They haven't really built phases inside the red zone yet. They've got to do that. So the line out so potent last week, 3 tries coming from it. This week it started to wobble a bit. The last 2 or 3 line outs. So let's see if Luke can get this right with Martin. I think Football Club's done their homework as well on this line out. 8 from 11. So those last 3 really just coming. There we go. This time they've slotted Marks in. He's taken 2 on the trot now. Can they set themselves? They're going forward. Where's the ball? It's probably at the back there. Is it with Muller? Is it with Dewar? They're over the line. Rodden's on the spot. He gives the try. And it is Luke Dewar, the red and black machine. The line out. Finally, they pounce from 10 metres. They are back in this game.
Yeah, if you go back the last 5 or 7 minutes, I was saying those little wins were just eking them back up the field. And again, you know, all credit to Valley. Great line out, great execution.
Here we go, a beautiful view from the sideline cam. Marks with this line out. He's done the business for Valley. It took them a while to get the wedge going. Look at the club players trying to get round behind the ball again. 2 or 3 of them come through there. It's too late though. There it is, clearly grounded. And there's only about 1 Football Club shirt in the end, so it kind of fragmented. And that's real training ground stuff, isn't it? So Ben Higgins gets a rest. It's a big shift from the Tiger. 65 minutes at Loosehead.
Yeah, I thought he's had an outstanding game. The big fella.
Rosley read the important extras. He's got them from right out, Matthew Rosley. And Valley get their necks in front by 1 point here at Sports Road. She's all on with 15 minutes to go. Switch over, turn the All Blacks off. It's rubbish. The game's here. And don't forget to offer your Man of the Match nominations. The Kerry Hotels Man of the Match, $1,000. For the winner of that, they go deep to Ralston. He takes it with a bit of time and he bends one down the sideline. It's a sidewinder, well taken by Herbert. Fires it inside to Webb and he's got Hughes there now. Can they fire back here? It's just 1 point. Rosley gets taken high by Herbert and Hughes and he gets back to his feet. He gets a couple of more seconds and it somehow appears out the back of the ruck for Football Club. Kingham takes it forward. Jonty Wood. Two fresh halfbacks here, just all over the place. McCulloch. Looking for the penalty. Trying to work something on, but a knock on by Rafe Morrison. And now Ralston gets charged down and... Goodness me. So now with this young, talented back line of Football Club, they're going to be calling on, Lord is off, but Jonty Wood's no spring chicken as well. He's experienced, Hughes is experienced, Ben Axton Barrett, and you've got the younger Sevens players out wide, Herbert Smith, Russ Webb, Rafe Morrison, Max Denmark, all with blistering skills and pace, but now trailing. Plenty of time, of course, plenty of time. Don't panic, Cookie.
No, very important scrum here, Boozer. Very important scrum. But as you say, a ton of time for both sides.
Scrum starts to wheel, bit of a change of personnel. Rosley, there's a few numbers here. Altea, he's got Fidia Meltzer with him. He splits away. He puts the kick in over the top. He puts it in for Meltzer, but I'm not sure Meltzer would be able to beat Denmark for pace. I think maybe Altea might want to hold on to that a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think he just want to take that one back. It just kicked off the side of his boot there.
Still Valley up 14-13.
Still good field position for Valley.
Yeah, got a bit of an inside edge on that one and it got a mean bounce. Lineouts, Football Club lineout operating at 90% today. And they win a penalty off that one, closing the gap Valley. So that's letting Football Club right off the hook. It's a cheap penalty. Coach Fats will be furious. Well, he's got his forwards coach out there running the line out, Martin Muller. Maybe just a misunderstanding, you never know. Usually down to timing. Who we got coming on here, James?
Okay, so we've got number 18, Ronan Donnelly. He's on for Keelan Chapman, and a good shift, Keelan Chapman. Well played, mate.
Very good shift, and well, what a player to bring on as well. Ronan Donnelly is a bit of grunt under the hood. So some big shifts from the front rowers today. There's still a couple out there. Diwa is still on. He's the last remaining front rower. There's a bit of steam, a bit of injection coming in.
Ben McDonnell.
Ben McDonnell throws himself at the line. There's some quick hands down that far side. Denmark with the surge forward. There's a couple of tidies here just standing by. Karl Marx comes out the line and meets them together with Dewar. It's a big solid hit. Jonty Wood gets a hand on him. Russ Webb gets the twinkling dance shoes on. Hughes now. Ben Axton Barrett right on the halfway line. Jonty Wood Up to Kingham. Gets met in a stiff one from Jonah. And Kalamatangi. Sorry, there is another front row still on the field. The tow truck. Rosley comes back. Sniffs an opportunity. Jonah gets taken low by Kingham in a great tackle. Ralston just slips out of the hands. Not sure what happened there. Not sure what happened there. Anyway, the knock on will take just inside football club territory. On comes the big Kempe for Kalamatangi. Another big shift from the front row. That's a big 70 minutes from the tow truck.
Yeah,
he can hang his hat on that.
Yeah, no question about it. Tow truck is he's had a great game as have the front rows on both sides. But I think Kempe coming on, that's going to make a big difference to Valley set piece scrum. I would suggest Boozer.
A couple of injuries as well to, I think, Jonah receiving treatment for Valley.
Tom Stanley on the club side. He's got one in the ribs by the look of it, or sternum. That won't stop him, I don't think. He's made a granite, that boy.
Just see the injury there, back play to Jonah Ma'u. Stays up at the Valley flat with Luke the hooker, and Jack, it doesn't look good though. Looks like he's coming from the field. Looks reasonably serious. Doesn't look well. So what's going to happen here? Sheldon Coffin comes on. He gets a big 10. He played half a game for the Knights in the 19-all draw and the curtain raiser. So, well, this is going to be exciting 10 minutes, isn't it? Just about all the benches rolled. Gap starting to open up, tired legs, tackles slipping off. Big 10 minutes ahead for both sides.
Yeah, I think no doubt about it. It's like a restart, isn't it? It's definitely like pace cars out there, and we're just waiting for it to get off the track, and she's a restart.
Let's have a look at the scrum then. Something I don't know a lot about, but I do know that that's good. Grant Kemp puts in a shift. And so free ball here, short ball to Purvis. He goes front on to Hughes, and they bit of a clash of faces there. And here's a chance, perhaps, for 3 points. Or do they go for the corner again and keep this pressure on? You can see Rory Young there, the other replacement prop, rubbing his nipples in excitement over that scrum. He still is very pleased with his work there.
Yep, as I said, Kemp coming on, no doubt about it. Just made the difference there. I mean, that's a stock and trade.
Oh, this is positive stuff. Rosley's going to ping the corner. Converted try here to put it out of reach. There's a lot of work to be done and get across that line.
Yep, they're not going to die wondering, Boozer.
Meat pies, well, they are hard to come by. Well, we haven't even seen any meat pies here in the commentary position. Something wrong with the organisation here. Off the field, selection of pastries normally is a prerequisite when you come to Sports Rose. The only reason I put my hand up for these gigs. Here's the line out. Marks again. 3 from 3 with him and Dewar. That's running well, but they get in a tangle in front of the ball, I think. Transferred it before there was a maul is the call. So,
gee whiz. That's a crucial let off. I mean, club has still got to win the ball and exit well, but yeah, they'll be breathing a wee sigh of relief there.
Yeah, it was good.
There's another scrum though going down, and wouldn't want to be in the front rows there, Boozer.
They'd formed a good wedge there, Valley. It was very well set up too. It looked ominous. Just got ahead of themselves a little bit. Matt Rodden really loves scrums himself. He big scrum man. Here we go then. Will Young and Kemp attack? And they do. They make it difficult. It's there at the back for Thomas Stanley, who gets it away though, and Axton Barrett's he's been tasked with the assignment of punching that down to Altair, and he takes it nicely on the run. Tries to get in front of a few of those red shirts. Over the top goes Rafe Morrison there. nearly gets his hands on the ball. Muller just leans into that one. Duar's waiting, but Fids is there. Mitchell Purvis pops it over the top. What sort of bounce are we going to get? Well read by Webb. Tries to step inside. Deploy, but can't, and they try to ruck over here. There's, opportunities. Good run by Thomas Stanley. He gets biffed to the ground there. It's all on here with 7 minutes remaining. Sheldon Coffin with the tackle. Rafe Morrison goes in to secure the ball. Club battling to get across the gain line here. Rory Young with the tackle. Not getting any change, so they go to the boot through Hughes. He's fed up, he pumps it down. Rosley's there though. And he's going to put it back, and he puts it up high, and Axton Burrett is there, and he's got Rosley on him, and I think that might have come off Axton Burrett. So yes, Rodden's got the arm out. Assistant referee's got the arm out. So a big moment there. It's going to be a scrum. Perhaps they have the option of a scrum or line out.
Interesting play.
Axton Burrett, well, he had Rosley all over him like a cheap suit there. Really difficult ball to take.
Let's go.
Rosley just, the red shirt gets up in your eye line there. It's distracting.
Yeah, it was a great option by Matt Rosley there. Put the pressure back on Club. They're just struggling to get out of their half. And once again, we've got a Valley scrum put in.
Crouch! Fire up here, boy, fire up! Bind!
Clock ticking down, Boozer.
Yep, just 5 minutes remaining. Here we go. There's a lot of tension in there.
Yep, it's going to be all about cool heads on both sides. I just feel like there's possibly a couple more twists and turns in this game before it's over.
Stay high, you two.
Also going to have to make our choice soon with the Kerry Hotels man of the match. Get your votes in. Help me and Cookie out here. We're clueless. Big scrum, but it looks like they've lost it. They've turned one against the head, Football Club. That's a big win. Look at the fist pumps there. That's huge. Kingham's all over that. Fully aroused. And Kemp looks bewildered. He's chatting to his front row colleagues. What happened there, boys? Here we go then. It's a line out. 4 minutes remaining.
You're good there? Everyone on you.
Buckle yourselves in. Just the 1 point here. Who will take the spoils? See who wins the game. Maybe Club get the ball back from the line out. It's not the well-oiled line-out they were looking for, but it's good enough. Good defensive work from Karl Marx there. They try to get the ball flung on the Valley side there, but it comes for Wood. Throwing themselves, the big hits come in from Heglin and Duarte. Wood away again, Hughes probing. He needs to stand up for his team now. I'm sure he will. They want to get within range. They're within range. No mistakes here from Valley. That's what they'll be thinking. The word will go out. 3 minutes remaining. Try and probe. Get back into midfield. Force the penalty. Maybe the drop kick. Denmark comes on a decoy run. Russ Webb takes on Rosley. That looked forward. It looked out. It's everything. It's a terrible pass. And just a little bit of mistiming there. He looked up, heard the call, but he was gone past him. So you can sympathise with Russ Webb. He was overrun. The pressure is mounting.
Yeah, just once again, 3 minutes to go, 4 minutes to go, and you're 1 point behind. It's those little things that you've got to do right, that you've got to execute right. Played a lot of rugby together, those two boys. They won't be happy with that.
Marks again, well, they've really changed tactics, haven't they? 4 in a row for Marks. It wasn't going so well, and it pops up the back there, and it's a knock on, and Kemp's remonstrating. It won't do any good, though. So the set piece starting to fragment here for Valley. They lost their own scrum, and they've not controlled that one at the back of the line-out play, and Rossley's having none of it. He's getting the glare from Kempy.
Crucial scrum right here.
Yeah, look, we've got Grant Kemp here up against Callum Hardy.
Good Kiwi boy from the back country, new to football club this year. This will be a cauldron for him.
Wood now. He puts the wood on. It's a solid platform. They try and looks like they might have been looking for a 3-pointer there. Rafe Morrison, Denmark's the dummy. Ben Axton Burrick goes straight through the gap. He beats one. He tries to beat Altea. Slows him down just enough now. Wood's on hand. Rafe Morrison, we haven't seen much of him. Can he inject himself at this late stage? Into the final minute now. Callum McCulloch. Big shot goes in on the replacement hooker, John McCormick Houston. Patience required from both sides. The clock ticking down, 30 seconds. There goes Callum Hardy. Valley got to keep the composure, no penalties. There's a little bit of a pod happening there. Looking for the turnover.
Hughes in the pocket, what do you think?
Hughes is straight behind this play. He's setting himself. Who are the runners? There's 10 seconds left. Wood. Hughes. Hope he's been knocking a few drop kicks over. Here we go, everybody. It's all on. Where are the runners? Has Valley seen him back in the pocket? They need a speedster to hear out. Hughes is there. They want to go one more. They're trying to get the penalty, having a crack at the penalty first before they go to the drop. Monsieur Le Drop, here he is. He sets himself. He nails it. It's over! And that's the ball game. Glenn Hughes has scored all the points here. And a clutch kick there. And you look so smug, Cookie. It's a big win for the football club.
Oh, look, I'm not smug at all. I'm actually overawed. I'm just overawed by both teams. I mean, it could have gone either way. I thought it's just been a fantastic game, Boozer. You know, and it augurs well for Saxo Capital Markets Premiership going forward. I mean, two great sides. The derby, we knew it was going to be close. We called it right at the start. Just call this one, mate.
There it is, the red line, and they tear out at them. It's Fitteria and it's Ralston, and Hughes likes it. And up goes the arm there. Clutch play, that's what quality players do. Last season's leading point scorer, Glenn Hughes, the Welshman, he gets all 16 points. A meat pie, a drop goal, 2 penalties and a conversion. And, well, that's devastating for Valley. And the Valley man inside me is burning up. But the commentator inside me thinks we've just seen probably the game of the Saxo Markets Premiership so far into round 4. So it'll be football club now that streak out. They'll get 4 points for that, so they'll edge their way up to 17. Valley, well, they'll take the 1 bonus point. It's almost an ironic bonus point. They'll edge up to 9 points. They'll be overtaken by two of the chasing pack. There is Glenn Hughes. We'll speak to him in a moment, and we'll also be speaking to Ruan Deploy. We're going to have a look at some highlights now. Look at the glee, the joy, and that's going to create a good night here at the football club. Here's the Valley try. 1 of 2 tries in the first half there. It was a Deploy break. The big props, Higgins and Kolamatangi, and finally we saw Chris Allman here popping the ball off to Jonah Ma'o for his second try for his new club. And that was early days in this match, kept Valley in the chase. And here's Hughes. Well, he did the big dummy and Meltzer fell for it, and he's left flailing. Ghosting through goes Hughes for 5 of his 16 points. And we'll be speaking to Glenn in a moment. And then Valley came back. Looked like this might have been the score that kept them in the game. that line out. Finally, they get it right. Karl Marx to the front, and Dubois, well, he pops up for his second try also for the Valley. You see him there with the big ball under his mitt. He's enjoying. So don't go away. We'll be back live here at the football club for a couple of words from Glenn Hughes, Ruan Deploy, and we'll also be announcing the Kerry Hotels Man of the Match, $1,000 voucher, and there's some good nominations out there. Who would you put on the nominations list, the shortlist, Cookie?
Yeah, from club side?
Well, all over the park.
From all over? Yeah. Oh, look, you got to go to the props. You got to go to the front rows.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben Higgins, Kalamatangi, I think they were awesome. I thought Keelan Chapman was outstanding as well.
Callum Smith was big.
Smith was big. I mean, I think they led the way. Those four guys led the way, sort of first half. But then obviously, you look at the amount of points scored, and you look at someone like Hughes. Well, he's an obvious candidate, and then on the Valley side, I'm sure you've got guys that you were looking at.
Yep, big shift from the front row. I think Rosley had a big game. Deploy was big, but in the end, there were a couple of strong contenders from Football Club, and we'll learn in a moment. Stick around. We're just going to now see Jack Wiggins there talking to his club, and he knows they've come out of it. I mean, all last season, 3 games, there was nothing in it. There's nothing between these two teams. Again, this time it's just 2 points, and it's probably devastating for the Valley fans watching this around the world. Thanks for being with us on the feed. And I know the Valley inside of me is not enjoying that, and the men down there as well. Those ones hurt, especially coming here when you know the history of the two clubs. We're going to talk now to skipper of Society Generale, Ruan Deploy. Ruan, you must be bitterly disappointed with how that ended up.
Yeah, mate. Of course. It's second time he's done it, actually. We thought we had them. What was the lead? 1 point. Yeah, 1 point, 10 minutes to go, and we were holding on really well. Just made a couple of errors in our own half. Just some dumb, silly errors, and they bounced on it. Managed to string some phases together, and we knew it was coming, and they fooled us well. They set a pot up and played him behind, and he did it. But I just want to say big thanks to my boys. We bounced back. We had a good week's training. We went into the game with lots of confidence again, and energised, and our defence was awesome. We've just got to take the learnings, I guess, and get the training next week and get better.
Mate, I can see you struggling for breath, so I'm not going to drill you any further. Thanks for joining us. Go and join your boys.
Yes, thank you.
Any full credits today?
Always, mate. Full credit to the boys.
Cheers. Thank you, Ruan. And now stepping forward is going to be Glenn Hughes from the football club. Glenn, you must be stoked about that clutch kick at the end, a big victory here at home against Valley.
Yeah. I mean, it was bloody tight again, wasn't it? They're a good team. We played. I thought we're the better team in first half, and then second they kind of, and it's going to come with Valley, that power game that they bring. And I mean, we were really up against it, and to be fair, to bring it back, we had I think maybe 4 or 5 pens against the head in the scrum, and then the boys to turn it round and give us the shot to then have the kick was huge. And we talk about that, just staying in the game and being hard to beat. And to be fair, like that was from where we've been the first 3 games. That we're probably up there in terms of 18 minutes, but we were nowhere near our best still. And it's just about getting those W's, and somehow we got there again. So.
You must be delighted, that all the clubs have got access to their sevens players. You had 4 young sevens guys today, Russ Webb, Max Denmark, Liam Herbert and Rafe Morrison. It's good having them in there. Is their enthusiasm infectious? But
for sure.
It's really good game time for them as you grow your sort of depth.
Yeah, agreed. And I mean, they're the future of Hong Kong rugby as well, next sort of decade, isn't it, as well? So you see Liam Herbert hasn't played for a while, gets his opportunity and was probably our best player today. Maxi's always a threat, and Russ is an outstanding footballer as well. There's Rafe's come and played that position for 4 weeks and done an absolute job for us. Yeah, it's good to have those boys coming in. It gives us the depth, and we've bloody needed it as well because we've had so many injuries, as a lot of teams have. But yeah, no, they're doing an absolute job right now. So yeah, all the boys are pretty happy over there.
You're 4 from 4. Got a little bit of a buffer now on the pack now that you've defeated Valley here.
Yeah.
What do you think the second round is going to bring once we get past? There's been a lot of injuries. Defensive sort of sets are sort of starting to mature. The set piece is starting to work. The second round, are you expecting it's going to go up another level in the Saxo Markets Premiership?
Yeah, you think so, and particularly for us as well. We're 4 from 4, but we've been nowhere near our best. And I think all the teams have such a long break. There's probably a little bit of rust there, and now we're beginning to knock that off, and boys are getting match fit. So I think the second round is going to be probably up another level, and it should be really when you think about it.
You scored all 16 points. Congratulations.
Thank you.
A full house, in fact.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. What's today, wasn't it?
You must feel good about that. It's a team effort, of course, but it's always got to come away with a full house. Have you ever scored a full house before?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, every second week.
But no, I don't think I've had one here. It might be one of my first drop goal. I think I scored 1, 2. But yeah, I mean, last week I had to make up for last week. I was 0 from 5, I think, and it doesn't really happen. I had an absolute shank down here and then Rosley kicked the one from the touchline. So yeah, I mean, I've got to be better from last week, and I've still got to be better from this week, to be honest. There's a couple of things that I wasn't too happy with, but as an individual, as a team, we've got places to go,
Well, your full house has also won you the Kerry Hotels Man of the Match Award, so congratulations.
Thank
you. $1,000 voucher from Kerry Hotels to treat on someone special if,
Yeah.
Well done, congratulations.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tim.
Cheers, Peter.
Well done. It hurts.